Today is a huge, heavy news day. We've got a lot of fast-moving stuff, and I want to cover it as quickly as I possibly can so you're up to date. If you think this stuff isn't planned, you'd be very, very wrong. We've got Democrat leaders involved in planning and training these anti-ICE protesters. The protesters are jumping ship like cockroaches. Bill O'Reilly just exposed an American billionaire who's funneling money from his location in China to the Democrats with all this stuff. And of course, there's the surrender of Tim Walz to Donald Trump. So let's get started. Besides Peggy Flanagan, the Lieutenant Governor of Minnesota, and Amanda Kohler, the strategist for Tim Walz, there's also this guy, Minnesota State Representative Brad Tabaki's anti-ICE training manual. Let's roll the tape. This actually appears to be some kind of a PowerPoint presentation that this guy's doing, where he's obviously showing them how to do the whistles, where to stop, how to be safe in your own area, supposedly, who to contact, which he's got it all right there. And if you encounter ICE, this is ridiculous. ICE raid rolls. Are you seriously kidding me? ICE encounter, safe and legal observing. They're not observing squat. This is just ridiculous. Alert when there you see them. Court warrant, ICE warrant. They're literally showing you the difference between one kind of warrant and another. This is what I'm talking about. These leaders are instigating the problem. This guy is personally sending out invitations for people to join his anti-ICE watch training. Peggy Flanagan and Amanda Kohler have been caught as leaders of this anti-ICE watch team. So that makes it kind of interesting because it's all connected to Tim Walz. I think Tim Walz knows that the jig is up is why he called Donald Trump. There's this woman who accidentally attended an ICE training. She thought it was going to be something else. It was like a Democrat event. And when she got there, it was actually a Democrat ICE training program. And she got a whole bunch of information from that particular event, which you can see here in this video.
Today, I found out where all the whistles come from for all the protests. Anyway, so this event came up a few weeks ago. I said to my friends, hey, let's go to it. So today we hopped in the car and went to Hampton, Virginia to the LGBT Center for this meeting, Know Your Rights training on immigration. Because I was like, what are they training? Who are they training? And what are they telling them to do? So anyway, we get there. It was hosted by a woman named Allura Ria, as you can see right here. And she's part of an organization called ICE Out. I guess she does not believe ICE should be here. They should be out. And, you know, letting people just do what they want. And anyway, I thought it was interesting. We walked in, there's a big old bucket of these whistles. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's where they get them. And I'll let you see this discussion we had on House Bill 7 that was introduced by a delegate named Jackie Glass. Jackie does not feel that our first responders should be able to mask their face to hide their identity because they are being doxxed everywhere. And so I'll let you see this discussion, which I thought was pretty interesting. And I'm sure after you listen to this video, you will see a few interesting things I'm going to point out.
Jackie Glass is trying to pass a bill to require police officers to identify themselves. She's trying to pass a bill to require ICE agents to identify themselves because they have committed civil rights violations in our state while hiding behind masks. And DHS is not cooperating with local law enforcement to make sure that they are held accountable for that.
But they're getting, I mean, they are getting some criminals. I mean, they are getting criminals. So why shouldn't they be protected?
ICE is also not the police.
Well, are you like? I do not think that they. ICE agents should have to, if they are on a sting operation, taking down some criminals, and with all the heat and the rhetoric of all of us saying they're bad, They have the right to their privacy. I'm ignorant and uninformed.
Please stop talking. I am begging you. I understand that
It's your opinion.
you have your hand raised.
That's really cool that you can do that. Can you please not do that right here?
Just to be clear, you're not advocating for them not to wear the mask so that they can be doxxed and they can be intruded upon in the privacy of their home and having their identities put out in public so people can tell. You're not advocating for that.
I am advocating for their identities to be documented so they can be held accountable in a court of
And
law.
you're not documenting for people to use that information to dox them.
I actively beg people not to post these videos on social media.
But they are doing it and they're doxing them, which is sad.
And
Like,
again, I can't control those people. What I can control is what I teach, and what I can control is making sure that I continue to do this work so that people in my community do not continue to be killed or harmed by these increased enforcement officers.
right. But
Please do not post it on social media.
But they do.
Please, if you manage an ICE enforcement operation, you can either
takeaway from that video is everybody in that room except for us feels that ICE agents should have their identities exposed because they are out in the communities killing and harming the citizens, and that is not true. And her son has been trained very well by his mommy because the minute truth started getting out there by us, he started blowing his little whistle, these little plastic things to try to silence truth. Unbelievable. I'm glad I went.
I don't really want to cover the 5-year-old incident because that has been covered like viral. So there's no reason to even go over that. It was just another Democrat talking point that landed nowhere. And if you remember, we're talking about Democrat leaders here. And this is from Kansas, Johnson County, Kansas, which is pretty close to Kansas City, Missouri. And really, it kind of seems like it's in my backyard. She is a commissioner for Johnson County, Kansas, and she's urging her followers to donate and help the illegals and to attend those anti-ICE rapid response groups in Minnesota. As soon as I saw this, I thought, really, Johnson County, can't you do better than that? As you can see here in this video, these protesters are some of the dumbest people that live.
Oh, God. No. Oh, God. No. Jesus Christ.
There's one gal on, I think it's X, who said that these protesters are clinically stupid, and I have to agree with her 100%. And as you can see in this other video, this is one of the protesters running after she tried to pick up a flashbang.
Medic.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Okay, so this is an interesting thing that actually I think it's been happening a little longer than we think, but yesterday it came to my attention. As a former Special Forces warrant officer with multiple rotations running counterinsurgency ops, both hunting insurgents and trying to separate them from sympathetic populations, I've seen organized resistance up close from Anbar to Helmand. The pattern is familiar: spotters, cutouts, dead drops, discipline comms, role specialization, and willingness to absorb casualties while bleeding the stronger force slowly. What's unfolding in Minneapolis right now isn't protest. It's low-level insurgency infrastructure built by people who've clearly studied the playbook. And I'm just going to say that these are the Patriots that are infiltrating that system, and they now are identifying what I'm going to call Democrat domestic terrorists. So this is another portion of that. This is the retired Green Beret who apparently has gone viral. He says more vets are joining the fights as they break down the network and foreign influence organizing the far left movement. Everything he states matches the actions of Shannon Bellows, Graham Plattner, and others in Maine as they set up the same insurgent systems that will be used for much more than just this ICE issue. This is actually domestic terrorism. This is what Donald Trump was sworn to on his oath to take care of, because that's part of his job, is not only foreign terrorists, but also domestic enemies. This is how stupid the left is. They thought this guy was an ICE officer, and he's actually a prison guard, and they almost took him out. That's the reality of how pathetic, ridiculous, and dangerous low IQ people in clusters that are unsupervised can be. If you look at this screenshot from Kim Higbee's feed on X, these people are literally talking about not only leaving the state, but leaving the country. And as things progress, it's probably very likely that they're going to move their operation somewhere else. I don't know if you guys saw that video of that guy. He was standing, he's an Antifa guy, and he's standing up there telling them, the crowd, if they lose Minneapolis, then they're going to lose all over the place. And Kevin Bass made a post, I want to say it was 2 days ago, but it might have been yesterday. He says, "I'm horrified. I can't believe it. I analyzed public databases and media reporting on violent confrontations with ICE over the past years." And he's got this diagram of the 9 counties that account for 2/3 of violent confrontations with ICE in America. That's only 9. This is twice all violent confrontations in the remaining 3,134 counties combined. This is more violence in those particular areas than anywhere else in the entire country. And then we've got 2 more things here. Tim Walz is apparently surrendering to Donald Trump. Now, whether this happens or not, it's kind of hard to say, but the only reason that there's any action being taken by Minnesota State Police and local law enforcement in Minneapolis is because of this phone call with Donald Trump. They're now apparently taking action, the same action they could have taken long ago. And then finally, we got Bill O'Reilly, who just exposed this billionaire who lives in Shanghai, China. He works with the Beijing government, and he's funneling millions of dollars into the United States to 501c3s, Party for Socialism and Liberation, Democratic Socialist America, Minnesota Immigration Rights Action Committee. He's literally funneling money to terrorists.
Here's the most important part of this whole thing, unreported, okay? There is a man in Shanghai, China, an American citizen. His name is Neville Roy Singham. He works with the Beijing government. He is funneling millions of dollars into the United States of America through 501s like Party for Socialism and Liberation, Democratic Socialists of America, Minnesota Immigration Rights Action Committee. There he is, okay? Connecticut-born, 71 years old, billionaire tech guy. He is funneling money here to these radical organizations who are then agitating professional people, communists mostly, because Singham's a communist, all right, to go in and foster rebellion. You heard that story reported? That is absolutely true. The man has been investigated by the FBI in the past, this Singham character, okay? This isn't some organic thing. This is a foreign power, Beijing, using this American citizen who lives openly in Shanghai in luxury, knowing that this man is funneling tens of millions, probably more, into this country to try to destroy the government. What the deuce is that? Where are you, New York Times? All right? That's the second part of the story. There's a local federal story, and there's the international story. And I've had it. You don't like what I'm saying? Blank you, because I'm telling you the truth.
So there's a connection between Walz, which you should already know, he is China-driven, and this guy here and all these protests that are going on around the state of Minnesota. So pay attention, people. If you're in these 9 counties, it could be a problem for you. I'm pretty sure that they're going to be setting up shop somewhere that they think they're safe. And believe me, they're not safe from us, the Patriots, infiltrating them. So if you have any kind of inkling at all to do something, I would suggest that you infiltrate their online chats and make sure that you report and expose these cockroaches and these domestic terrorists, because they do not like to be seen in the light of day. Well, I'm April Lejeune for the American Matters Radio Show, and I hope that you will not only like and subscribe, but pass around these videos. People need to know.